doing? Nikita here again with another episode of Yoni Talk. I hope that you are having an awesome day. I hope you're just as excited as I am about this episode. And just in case this is your first time visiting, Yoni Talk is a podcast for women by women where we talk about our dreams, our desires, everything from relationships to finances to whatever. And the point of the podcast is just to inspire, motivate, and encourage you to be the best you that you can be. So, before we begin today's episode, I want to do the sponsorship. So this episode is sponsored by Say How You Feel Custom T-shirts. Say How You Feel Custom T-shirts is a custom product company that prints on T-shirts, mugs, socks, towels. If it can withstand heat, you can get it. They also do decals. If you're interested in getting any custom products, no order is too small. Be sure to follow them on Instagram at Say How You Feel Custom Products. You can also send them an email to sayhowyoufeel1, that's the number one, at gmail.com. Or you can send them a text message to 615-772-890 or 615-839-0288. 0788. 615-839-0788. Got to get on it. But at any rate, I'll be sure to put all of that information in the description box below. All right. Now that we've got that done, let me tell you about who our guest is today. Today, our guest is Melrose Harrell, is a vibrant, tell it like it is social influencer with 412,000 plus followers on Instagram. Her Instagram, you can follow her on Instagram at kaleidoscope.rose, who believes authenticity is the hottest commodity. Southern born, raised in the Midwest, Melrose has plenty of different flavors, having moved to the city of dreams, Los Angeles, and later to South Beach, and now illuminating her little corner in Boston. Melrose is a risk taker. She's carefree and true to self, boldly serving a brand of body positivity. She's the friend everyone wishes they had. So, without further ado, I introduce to you Melrose, aka Kaleidoscope Rose. Hello.
I'm
How are
so
you
happy to
doing,
be here.
beautiful?
Hi. How are you?
I'm happy that you're here. I'm doing fine. I hope that you've had an awesome day.
I have. I absolutely have. It's warming up around here, so
Yes, it's warming up here too. And some people were out. I saw in sandals today. Tank top, some ladies. It's not that warm, but that's what they had on today. I would not be
right.
wearing that. It's not warm enough for that just yet. They're gonna get a
Not just
cold in the
yet.
toes. Yeah, not just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump right in. So, in your bio, what really stuck out to me is the body positivity. And when I read that, I immediately thought of Lizzo, right? Because that is something that I follow her on Instagram and I've got to order something from her Yiddy line. The stuff is like, it's really cute. Some of it's a little risque, but it's totally
Still
cute.
cute.
So,
Right.
yeah, it is still cute, but it's a little, some of it. But I wanted to start there. Like, what caused you to be this body positive person? Was it something that was already there or did you develop it?
I think I was always kind of body positive. I
Mhm.
grew up in a family where I was always complimented and affirmed, and I kind of always felt like
Mhm.
I was so beautiful, but then you go out into
Mhm.
the world and you are starting to see a view of how other people may
Mhm.
look at plus size people, what the beauty standards may or may not be and where you fit into that.
Mhm.
So I just feel like always wanting to be as authentic as possible. When I started to build my platform, I just had an opportunity to be the person that I am everywhere and not try to build a persona, you know what I
Right.
mean? But just be myself, and it worked for me. The authenticity, I feel like people see it, they feel it. I feel like that's what brings me to follow somebody if I can feel like I can
Mm-hmm.
connect with that person.
Right.
And so I
Right.
just wanted to connect with people that understood that there is no standard to real beauty. We make the standard.
Right.
So that's
Exactly.
where I was coming from.
Right. And that when you just said something that we make the standard. And I think that's especially for women, we have this thing that, well, that's what's acceptable. So that's what I'm going to do. And then, like for Black women, we started getting the relaxers because that's what they wanted us to, that's how they wanted us to look assimilated with the straight hair and all that. And now we've gone back to saying, you know what? I think I'm just going to wear my natural hair. Now, sometimes there's pushback, but as women, we have to figure out what works best for us.
Absolutely.
As long as we are happy, you deal with whatever you got to deal with because you might have some issues. The other person might have some issues, but this is me and this is how I'm going to be. So, um, mentioning the influencer. So, what do you do? What is your uh platform like? What is it that you are doing on your platform?
I think I am pinpointing like sexy, but also offering a part of my personality and showcasing products and working with different brands that represent things that I have interest in and what I would like to offer to the people that are following me. So you're
Hmm.
going to get a little bit of everything. I don't feel like it's a one track, but I would like to get deeper into like showing more lifestyle things,
Hmm.
doing more videos where I am showcasing more of my personality outside of just showing I guess my looks or my beauty, you know what I mean, and
Right,
digging
right.
a little deeper into my personality. So that's what you
So
could get
something you
before, but I'm going into
right,
bringing
what
more.
you're going into. Okay. I was one of my IG pages, I follow someone, and the most of her content used to be um basically just like business related, giving tips and tricks and things that you can do for your business, and that's what she actually did. So she still does that, but she's moved more into the lifestyle type content, showing more behind the scenes. This is what I do, whether it's foodie stuff or you know the luxury, vacation, whatever it is. So what do you think, or how do you feel like as women um that we should do that? Like, what do you think would make our lives better if we do that, basically, right? Because basically what you're doing when you do the lifestyle content, you're showing people you don't have to be one dimensional. You can be you and have fun and still live life. So like, how do
Yeah.
you feel like that'll help somebody?
I feel like as a black woman especially, we're kind of pushed into this space of being sexy and like showcasing our assets and allowing ourselves to be viewed maybe in a more intimate space, than
Mhm.
everyone else may be comfortable with. I feel like we've always been bold and able to express that part of us. But I
Mhm.
think what happens is sometimes you kind of get pigeonholed when you're doing a one track thing, and people have an expectation of always seeing this type of content from you. So when
Yeah.
you try to pivot, you may be discouraged at the change in viewership or the numbers or how things could fluctuate based on what kind of content. And you just have to stay consistent, I feel,
Mhm.
and if you do that, if you do stay consistent and get yourself into a different lane, I feel it's only more lucrative.
Mhm.
Your representation widens because you're able to showcase so many different type of avenues of business that could be monetized. So
Right. Right.
yeah.
Um, because like I said, we are just expected to be this one dimensional person. This is what you are. If you're a wife, you're a wife. If you're a mother, you're a mother, whatever it is that you do. And we're not expected to have, femininity. We're not expected to be smart. We're not expected to have any emotions or feelings. I was reading, I guess it was on Twitter or something. It was the other day. I think it was yesterday, or it could have been Instagram and somebody shared a Twitter feed. But at any rate, so it was a black woman. She was at work, and there was a white coworker, a woman, who was trying to open a pickle jar, and she asked her. She either asked her, because she opened the jar, or she offered to help her open the jar. So the black woman opened the jar and gave it back to the white woman, and she said, "I swear, you black women are half. What did she say? Half man or something like that." Because of the strength that she had. Of course, she had some choice words of what she thought about the woman, but I thought you just said something. I thought to myself, why is it that we as black women can't be feminine? Why is it that when we are body positive and we do have the femininity, that there it seems like some people have an issue with that? What, just because I was able to open your jar, that meant that I had some type of strength as a woman I'm not supposed to have? I mean, what? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that that goes across the board. You know what I mean? Because I do
Hmm.
feel like depending on your body type, I feel like they automatically accept certain levels of what they feel is sexy.
Hmm.
Just kind of like going back to what you were saying about Lizzo being body positive. I feel like her and a counterpart of her that may be um a more average American size, I guess, person, whatever that
Okay.
may be,
Hmm. Hmm.
would get less backlash than she does for doing the
Right.
exact same thing. So,
Right.
yes, overall, I think there is this like mantle over what's considered to be the strong black woman. Yes. But
Hmm.
I think when it comes to showing sexuality, the more full figured you are, even if you have this perfect hourglass full figure, you're just kind of automatically sexualized. And you can either
Yeah.
roll with it or not, you know?
Right.
And then you
Right.
also have that lane where it's like the people that love you may be fetishizing you. And
Hmm.
then those who hate the fact that you are confident, maybe trying to berate you. So,
Right.
I think there's a fine line where you're confident or you're in a performance space. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And,
Hmm.
both are great. Whoever you are, whatever you choose, there's
Right.
no judgment there. But I think for me, it's more of a showcasing confidence more than me trying
Hmm.
to overstimulate people with
Yeah.
the sexualization of myself. It's more like, hey, I felt beautiful today. I felt sexy today. I felt sporty today, whatever the
Hmm.
case is. And I'm just giving you myself as it comes. But
Right.
there's still hurdles that come with that because people do expect for you to cover your body more. The more body you
Hmm.
have, they feel you should have more fabric. And it's like, no,
Right.
get over it. You
Right.
know,
Yes. I was thinking about, you said something that just made me think about that teacher. I think she's in New York. I can't remember where she is, but basically she's got a nice figure. She's an art teacher,
mm-hmm.
and she has a large behind. So somebody, I think it was another teacher, took a picture of her for whatever reason. I don't even know why the other person took a picture of her,
Mm-hmm.
and shared it on the internet. And so she was getting backlash because basically people are saying that she's too sexy, I guess, to be teaching in
Mm-hmm.
the classroom. So how do you respond to people that say, or if you get unwarranted comments, like you said, today, this is just how I felt. I'm not doing it for any reason. I'm not asking you for that type of attention. I'm just being me. So how do you deal with that when in if and when you get those types of comments or whatever? How do you deal with that?
I don't engage with negativity. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If I see something that doesn't fit the narrative that I'm trying to portray or the type of communication I want to have with people that are on my platform, I just block them.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not a confrontational person. That's not my personality. So I don't ever want to be in a space where I'm allowing someone to intrude on my peace, and then I'm like in this
Right.
internet war. Like
Right.
it's just not. It's not for me. So I'm numb to it as well. And I
Hmm.
just block, delete. So they get no shine on my time.
Right. And as women, I think that's what we have to realize and figure out, that we do not have to entertain everything.
No,
If
you
it's
don't have to
if
engage.
you don't have to engage in it, if it's not affecting your pocket, if it's not making your world go round, you don't have to entertain it. You don't have to deal with it. It's
Absolutely.
it's not yours to respond to. That's whatever you want to say it. It's free country. I don't have to deal with you, and I can block you because
And now I don't
some
have to see you at all because I feel you're a secret fan because what brought you here in the first place,
exactly,
the fact that you
exactly.
were even engaged with my content. So
Right.
all I can say is I took some time out of your life for you to focus on me, mission accomplished, and let's move
Hmm.
on from it.
Exactly, exactly. So, with you being an influencer, like what made you decide that would be the thing you would do?
You
How
know,
did you come to that?
I didn't really decide it. It kind of just fell
Hmm.
on my lap. I can honestly
Okay.
say, when I first started taking photos and things like that, I had come from a space of being in radio, and
Okay.
I used to have a podcast before podcasts were cool. I guess it was
Hmm.
radio, but we were also filming it and everything. And
Okay.
um, the producer was like, "Hey, you need to get on the internet and have a presence, and you
Hmm.
need to do that." And I was like, "Do I?" And then I just started interacting with people, and I started loving it, and I fell in love with the selfies and all of this. And of course, over time, my platform just grew really organically. And
Okay.
so I was just like, okay, when brands and different companies started reaching out for collaborations, I was just like, I guess this is just where I'm headed. Let's do it. And
Hmm. Hmm.
so I just stepped up with it and tried to stay consistent for a time. And before I was in the 100,000s, and I was able to make it something lucrative for myself. So then it's like, you don't stop once you start getting paid.
Right. Right. Right.
You, that's
You
when
keep
you rush
going.
the throne.
Right. You
So
keep going.
yeah,
And something that you said, I was going to ask, but you said it, that it grew organically.
yeah,
And I think a lot of times when people, especially women, because that's what I noticed, that's what a lot of people are able to now. They are successfully going into being influencers. They started out doing one thing, and now they've gone over to getting like you said, getting the ad revenue and things like that. Being an influencer, is basically, but you still have to be authentic, because when you're doing whatever it is that you do, whatever sponsorship you're doing, when they come to you, they're coming to you because they see, they're basically that you line up with the value or mission of whatever the product is. And what do you say to people who want to get into influencing, but they're not authentic? Because you can tell, and you go on some people's IG, you can tell this is not even who, they nothing. It's one thing, that you put on, you do yourself to take your picture, and then 3 hours later, or the next day, you got a bonnet on. Okay, some people do that, but it's just some people that you just know you're not doing that every day. So, what do you say to people who are not authentic and maybe struggling with trying to basically get to where you are?
oh, if they're struggling with it, I would say you don't always have to be authentic. Sometimes it's a in some scenarios it's a business. It has become an
Hmm.
industry, and as we know, you can fake it till you make it. You know what
Yes.
I mean? And
Hmm.
I think it can be very intimidating because you want things to catch, and that's where your head is. Your head is in a space of how can I go viral.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And
Right.
so I think when I started, it just wasn't there yet. You know what I mean? And so
Hmm.
now I feel like everybody's throwing things at the wall because they see the trends and they want to be able to
Hmm.
make the money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I wouldn't disparage anybody who is not being their authentic self because I have an understanding that now this is like a different facet of like Hollywood. You know what I mean? A lot of people
Yes,
have come from IG to the big screen and so
they
forth and
have.
so
Yeah.
on. So, I would say just keep trying and whatever it is that does take, be consistent with that. Keep trying different things until you kind of find your
Hmm.
niche, and um hey, if the faking is making,
They
keep
keep
going
going.
with it,
Right, keep going with
but
it.
there will be a time when it burns out and then you just have to
Yes.
try to find a new avenue. I
Right.
can say that there isn't as much longevity
Hmm.
in faking it as it is in
Hmm.
authenticity, but I think we're in this like 15-second culture right now where you don't have to have longevity to make $1 million.
Right.
If you can be a trending TikTok audio sound or a meme or a 1 minute video where it's viral and you have an opportunity to capitalize on any offer that's coming your way, do it and make
Hmm.
smart choices with that money. Save that money, invest that money, and flip it, and
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And open you up another stream.
there it is.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. That is so true. What do you? I have a question from the room, sir. What did you say? Oh, do you still do radio?
I don't. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually moved away from the state that I was working with the
Hmm.
producer and working with that studio. So I moved on from it, but I did love it.
Hmm.
And it's something that I will always revisit. I really did love it. I think having an opportunity just to hear different people speak on what is real and what's true and what's
Hmm.
current,
Hmm.
we kind of always need that soapbox to stand on so we can have our ears to the ground and know what's going on in our community. So I like it.
Yes. I was gonna ask also, because you mentioned that it was like a podcast before podcasts were popular. So would you ever do that again for yourself based on what it is you're doing now? Would you do a podcast?
Yeah, I would do a podcast. I've like started like vlogging and I really enjoyed that experience.
Okay.
I'm very comfortable conversing and
Mhm.
any way that I could do that, I enjoy doing that. So whether it would be a podcast or even going back to traditional radio, like in a new state or something, I would really enjoy it.
Okay. Um Keeping with that, my next question is, what is your self-care routine? And the reason why I said keeping with that is because oftentimes, like I do a broadcast every morning. And for me, it's actually cathartic. So I want to motivate and inspire and encourage people. But what I found is that it helps me as well, which is okay. Because if I'm helping somebody else, then hey, then it's a win-win for both people.
Win win. Yeah.
So, would you consider something like that, like, part of your self care routine outside of what else you do? If you
Yeah. I
did a
feel like
podcast? Hmm.
doing things that you love in general, whatever your hobbies might be, finding time, carving out that little bit of time to do the things that you love outside of what pays the bills. Absolutely self care. Yeah.
So, what do you do for your self care routine?
Um, I play music and sing really loud and really hard. I am the type of person that I absolutely love to make songs up about everything. So you
Yes.
can just catch me just making a song up, 5 different songs a day.
Uh-huh.
I love doing that. Of course, getting my nails done, getting
Hmm.
girly, doing my makeup, these type of things make
Hmm.
me feel really good. I love that.
Hmm.
Reading is self-care for me as well. My mom's an author, so I come from that
Oh, wow.
avid reading household. So I love
Hmm.
to read as well. And then, of course, a nice face mask, a beautiful bubble bath, these type of things. I'm a cannabis enthusiast, so
Okay.
roll me up a nice J. Yes.
I mean,
These things are
whatever,
self-care.
yes, whatever, because the point of self-care is to mellow out,
Mhm.
to give you a moment to just relax, right? Not worry about what's going on in the world, not worried about what's going on with, the people on both sides of you and all that stuff. So if that is a part of your self-care routine, that is okay. There is
Yes.
absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I have one more question for you. And
Okay.
then if you don't mind, we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
So the last question is, what brings you joy?
What brings me joy? You know what? I actually love problem solving.
Wow.
You know, my friends and loved ones often come to me for advice and things like that. And I really enjoy being able to be there for other people. I'm a very empathetic person, and I feel
Hmm.
like we lack so much compassion in our world today. People don't understand that the way that you think and the way another person thinks all comes from our foundations of how we learn things. And
Hmm.
everybody has had different life experiences that have molded them. And so I really try to just go through life looking at things from a other perspective as much as I can
Hmm.
to have a better understanding for other people. So being able to be there for people and that journey of just having more compassion and empathy, and me seeing how it has been implemented in my life and the blessings that I've gotten and the doors that have opened for me because I
Hmm.
was able to connect with people in different ways. That is the joy of my life. I feel like it's a cornerstone of my journey, of what a part of my purpose is to be able to relate and help and fill in the gap where I may be able to, and people that I love and even strangers, just being able to be a light in the world and working towards being that.
That is so cool. It's interesting that you said that problem solving brings you joy, because somebody be like, "What?" But that is really interesting, because I enjoy solving the problem, whatever it is. I'm like, I pat myself on the
Yeah,
it's like, oh wow, I did that. However, it came about. But that's true. It does give you a sense of, wow, that's pretty cool.
it
So that
does.
is
It
really.
makes you feel really good. And I think we're all just in like so many ongoing scenarios that we have to
Hmm.
kind of figure out how to wiggle our way through,
Hmm.
and being able to attack it in a positive manner. Why not,
Right. And check it off your list. whatever
And
whatever
that
the
as
thing is.
well. Checking off the infinite list of
Check it
things.
off the infinite list of things. Okay, so I have to do this. We're going to play a game, but I have to say this. Thank you so much. I have truly enjoyed this
Me as
conversation.
well.
I'm
Me
so
as
glad to
well. Thank you
finally
so
get
much
to
for
meet you.
having me. Likewise. I
Yes.
love your
Yeah.
company. I love everything that you guys do. And it's always a pleasure to be able to have a companionship with like minded people. And
Hmm.
so I really thank you for inviting me here as well. I thank you guys. And I love the company. So hopefully we'll be consistently working together and collabing. And
Oh,
I wish you
yes.
guys so much success with this podcast as well.
Thank you. That is so
You're welcome.
appreciated. And of course, we're going to circle back around.
Okay.
We're going to figure something else. We're going to circle back around. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Okay, so what we're going to play is One Must Go. You've probably seen this somewhere on social media. So I'm going to give you three things. And then, it's like, I think it's four things, but I'm going to give you three. And then you say which one has to go.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to start out. So we got Michael B. Jordan, Vin Diesel, and Boris Kojo.
Now, don't. Why would you say Vin Diesel? Baby, Vin Diesel is out. Okay. He never was even in. So
He
Vin
wouldn't.
Diesel gotta go. He's gotta go.
Oh, my. Sorry, Fast and Furious. Okay. Next, we have Beyonce, Rihanna, Lauren Hill.
Ooh, you did me dirty with this one. Well, darn. I hate to say it, but it will have to be Rihanna. And I need to expound on that because I feel like
Yes.
Lauryn Hill has like gotten me through some like
Hmm.
moments where her music was like a different wavelength to the music that's out
Hmm.
now. So
Yeah.
that's number
Oh my
one.
gosh.
But
Yes.
Rihanna is great. So I don't want to discount that. Her
Hmm.
catalog is ferocious. Like I love
Hmm.
it and I can always jam out.
Hmm.
But there's a difference between jamming out and snotty face crying, you know?
There
And that's what
is.
you're gonna get from Lauren. So Riri, you
Yes,
gotta go. And Beyonce is not debatable. She's the GOAT.
she is. So, and I have to say this, because the Lauryn Hill thing, she only had the one album by herself, right? The Miss Edge. This woman, one album,
One.
historical. I mean, she will go down. And then the thing about it is that there's no generation since she put the album out that she hasn't touched. Like my kids know who she is. So
Chef's
yeah,
kiss to Lauren.
yes, 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 definitely. Okay, so chicken, steak, fish.
Steak.
Steak.
I
It's
just
a little
love
heavy.
chicken. So
Uh-huh.
like chicken is Beyonce. Chicken stays regardless, right?
No matter what.
No matter. But I love salmon and other
Hmm.
fish as well. A good steak is great, but it's
Yeah.
it doesn't top the other two.
And then lastly, here we go. Missionary, doggy style, reverse cowgirl.
Oh, darn. Probably reverse cowgirl.
You gotta go on back.
Yeah, because missionary, you're gonna get that love. You can look in their
Hmm.
eyes, and everything's so romantic. And then, of course, who doesn't want those
Right.
back shots? Get it
Right.
cracking. You asked. You
I did.
asked.
And you gave an honest response. Let me tell you, that is the purpose of this podcast. So because it's just us being girlfriends, and it's just gonna be some people that's gonna be privy to the conversation.
That's
but
okay.
and that's
We
okay.
all
Because
we all grown.
we all grown and we can learn from each other, right? Yes. That's the
Absolutely.
purpose. So
See, that
thank you
was
so.
fun. You
It
ran out. You don't
was.
have any other questions?
That was it. That's it.
Oh, that was a fun game. I have to play that another time.
Yes, the next time you're on, I got you. We're gonna play it again.
Fantastic. Yay.
Yes, me and you must never part. Thank you. Thank you so much. This was totally fun, and you will be on again. Don't worry. Uh,
I look forward to it.
yes. So tell us again what your Instagram is.
Oh, it's kaleidoscope.rose. If you can't spell it, just put a lot of letters together and you'll find it. It'll come.
Right. Just go into the search bar, start typing it in
Just
the
start
best you can.
typing phonetically. It'll
There
come
you
to
go.
you.
There you go. And her picture is she's the what do you call the avatar? Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
the
There
Abby.
she
Yes.
is the avatar.
Yeah.
So thank you again for joining. Totally awesome. So glad that you said yes.
My
Greatly
pleasure. And I
appreciate it.
can't wait to talk to you all again and have a wonderful weekend ahead.
Thank you. You too. So that is the end of this episode of Yoni Talk. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when another episode is coming. Also, don't forget to follow Miss Melrose on Instagram at kaleidoscope.rose. As always, be blessed, be in peace, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.